Assalamu alaikum. So, today we're going to start our chapter 5 today, inshallah, right? And chapter 5 is agriculture. I think some of you have done a project on this too, right? So I think you will have a good idea, but we're going to talk a little more about it. Some legit points, which I thought is good for you to know, right? But agriculture, what comes in your mind when you first think of agriculture?
Harvest.
One by one. We'll take it one by one.
Harvest.
Okay, কোথায়? আপনি তো হ্যাঁ বলো।
Harvest.
Harvest. Sure, I'll take it. Cultivation.
Farming.
Sure.
It's a treasure, sir.
It's a
Treasure.
national treasure. I'll take it. Yes. Anything else? What comes in your mind?
Domestic economy.
Domestic economy. Okay, I'll take it. Well, Bangladeshi economy, right? Okay. Sure. I'll take it. Next. Anything else? What is this agriculture?
It's an industry.
It's an
Like agriculture part.
where is who's saying it?
India.
Siapa ki bol? Paki. Paki. Dr. Paki bhai. Say it again. I liked it.
I said it's an industry.
It's an industry. Okay, a part of industry. Sure. A part of industry. Yeah. Well, I think I call it a part of human life of the people of Bangladesh. Because without agricultural sector, we could not have come this far. It is such a big sector that this sector contributes about 23% of our country's GDP by itself. Jodio data, this data is like a little older. I think it's more now. I think by now it's about 26% or something. No? Yeah? Agree, disagree? No? Okay. It contributes about 23% of our country's GDP alone. About 1/4 of our country's GDP is basically based on this. The other 77% is the rest. So this is quite a big number. And guess what? 62% of our labor force are dependent on the agricultural sector. Without this sector, a lot of the people would have been starving. Even maybe we would be starving too. Just imagine tomorrow all the farmers and all the agricultural people, they basically strikes and tells that okay, we're not going to grow rice anymore. We're not going to grow crops anymore. We're not going to grow sugarcane anymore. Do we all drink tea?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just imagine tomorrow all the people in the Salehin area, stop working in the tea factory. My goodness. Imagine all the sugar canes are gone from Bangladesh. Sugar free. Sugar free. Tea will be sugar free from tomorrow.
Then diabetes will be.
Sugar কম খেলে কখনো diabetes করে হাজার। Anyway, so it's about your lifestyle. If you change your lifestyle, then you can take care of your diabetes and all. But anyway, so 62% of the labor force are dependent on this agricultural sector. I want you to take a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper and a pen. একটা পেপার আর পেন নেন। সরি আমার এখন একটু বেশি ইংরেজি বলতে হবে, কোনো অপশন নাই, কারণ আমার একজন ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টুডেন্ট আছে, আমার খুবই আর অপশন নেই। I'll try to. So, list. According to you, what do you think are the staple agricultural stuffs we grow in Bangladesh? 10 staple stuffs we grow in Bangladesh. I have a list here. I do have a list. I thought that we can talk about rice, jute, sugarcane, potatoes, pulses, wheat, tea, tobacco, and whatnot. But what do you think? What else can you add? Think about 10 and write. Write 10 agricultural items that we grow in Bangladesh, or maybe in Pakistan as well. Right? Think of 10 of them and grow it. Now, Ji? Tobacco key? Tobacco, just innocent. Why? Child, look at the other দেখছি আমি জীবনে। Exactly. ওকে বলো তো একবার। Okay. So write 10 items that we grow in Bangladesh. It is the final exam question as to right? This is it. Huh? Write 10 different items that we grow in Bangladesh.
স্যার এই কয়টা বাদ দিয়ে তো লিখবো তাই না?
মানে লেখো না
এখন 10টা না আগে
and please write in English. You have to tell me in English. We don't need to Google it.
স্যার ভেজিটেবল নাম অ্যাড করা যাবে কি
আমার নতুন সিআররা কি আছে?
এই যে স্যার
স্যার এই যে আছে
পুরো সিআর তো নাই।
গায়েব
ইংলিশে
তুই কি অ্যাকচুয়ালি
না স্যার ওই যে প্রিয়া আছে তো প্রিয়া আছে তো আরেকটা প্রিয়া
ও ঝামেলা শুরু করছে। সমস্যা নেই। ওকে ফাইনাল বলে কি আইনি? এইটাই ঠিক। Done?
নো স্যার
Set?
Yes.
Oh, yeah? Maybe.
স্যার ওলাই নিচ্ছি
Ready?
না স্যার ফার্স্ট
Okay, Rabib, tell me 2 items that is not included in this list. What's your question?
Yeah, prawns and cloves.
Sorry, sir?
Prawns and cloves.
Prawns.
Chinghi mas.
Chingi mas.
It's not a vegetable and it crops to now.
I'm talking about, we're just
Grow
talking about
for
the
vegetables.
subsectors of crops. Just crops.
Okay, sir. Sugarcane and dates.
It's already included there. What's the other one, sir?
Then dates, khejur.
Dates, schedule. Okay, dates, I'll take that one.
Yeah. Barley.
Then others.
স্যার
So do you mean
স্যার কর্ন আর কটন
Corn and cotton. Okay, 2 good ones. Cotton.
rubber, silk,
Rubber and silk. Okay, I'll take that.
turmeric and ginger?
কোথায় কে ও হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
Turmeric and ginger.
sure I'll take that
স্যার সুইট পটেটো
garlic and onion
She said dragon.
dragon fruit I thought
স্যার সুইট পটেটো স্যার সুইট পটেটো
আরেকটা আছে যেটা শুধু বাংলাদেশি পাবে চুইঝাল
only in Kuruna yes ma'am
in
bitter leaf pan
Brinjal.
a good one চা সিগারেট সবই ছিলাম শুধু পানটা দেই নাই
Brinjal.
Mustard.
not everybody together
Mustard and nut.
mustard
And nut. And
nut
In Bangladesh,
not in Bangladesh
peanut.
peanut
কাঁচামরিচ
স্যার
বুঝি নাই
কাঁচামরিচ যেটা কাঁচামরিচ
আচ্ছা মাছ তো নাট না
চিলি
green chili
গ্রিন চিলি
Sir,
স্যার
cow food, fish food.
okay but this is like a different thing it's a feed
মাস্টার সরিষা
বলছে sunflower oil
স্যার স্যার সুইট পটেটো স্যার সুইট পটেটো
potatoes অথবা sweet potatoes
তারপরে স্যার
পাম অয়েল
anything else
স্যার মোলেসেস
olive do we grow olive in Bangladesh we do yes what is it pulses already there yes
Black cumin. Kalijira.
yes kalijira sure sure কোনটার কথা বলছো
ওটা গাছ থেকে
স্যার আমরা যদি কোনো কিছু মেক করি ওইগুলো কি আসবে এর মধ্যে স্যার
pulses it's a kind of pulse
স্যার আমরা যদি কোনো কিছু মেক করি ওগুলো কি আসবে এর মধ্যে যেমন দুধ
I just want direct crops. Anything else? Anything unique?
Spinach. Beans. Spinach.
তার কলিফ্লাওয়ার
Cauliflower. Okay. Anything else?
Onion.
Broccoli. Well, it's not a Bangladeshi item, but okay.
Sir, bokchor.
Eh?
Bokchor.
তার লেডি ফিঙ্গার
Say it again.
Bokchor.
What is that?
Sabji.
Yes. Yes.
বাংলা বললা না ইংলিশ বললা?
বাংলা
Bokchoy, sir. Bangla নেই
স্যার
bokchoy. Sir, picture, sir, let's search it. Sir, দেখো picture দেখো.
স্যার ড্রাই ফিশ
I'm not sure কোনটা বলতেছে।
স্যার
Maybe, sir, it's a.
স্যার ড্রাই ফিশ কি আসবে এর
You
মধ্যে
are basically taking vegetable to another level. Right? But just think, imagine. Some of the main crops are basically this. Rice, jute, wheat, export jute, right? Sugar cane. Can we survive without sugar? No. Not a lot of people can. Trust me. Potatoes, pulses, wheat, yes. Bok choy. Okay, bok choy. Bok choy. Bok choy. Sure.
The bokchor মানে কি স্যার?
It's a veggie. It's কি বলবো?
থ্যাংক ইউ
না, যেটা ভিতরের আইটেমটা খায় বেসিক্যালি।
কি এটা?
এটা কিন্তু বাংলাদেশি আইটেম না। Technical. আমি জানি না আমরা বাংলাদেশে গ্রো করি কিনা,
না স্যার
but it's not a বাংলাদেশি item. আমি দেখি নাই গো, আমি শুনি নাই। বুঝতে পারছো? But I thought that these items are the main ones. And
Yes.
this crop subsector,
Bamboo.
this crop subsector is actually dominating 72% of the. What's up? Is it? Is it? Okay. শেষ করে দিছি ওই চ্যাপ্টার টপ জয় Too late. I'm talking about the percentage now. এই crops এর subsectorটা আমরা প্রায় 72% production করি এই crops গুলো. So basically we eat certain kind of crops. These are the ones we use daily, right? Don't we? But can Bangladesh or any country only survive with crops? I don't think so. We actually need some other stuff too for living. For example, fisheries, my livestock, and also my forestry. They are the rest, about 28%, right? Respectively 10.33%, 10.11%, and 7.33%.
almost 28%.
So, do you think if we eat only rice, only wheat, or only pulses, can we survive?
No.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, no, I have to have, like, I will
should eat some non-veg.
Yeah, we want to eat non-veg, no veggies, nothing, right? আমাদের মধ্যে অনেকেই আছি আমরা যারা we do not want to eat like আম্মা আজকে মুরগির মাংস রান্না করো নাই খাবোই না বাসায় even I do আজকে বাসায় খাসির মাংস হয় নাই আমি খাবোই না শুধু মাছ রান্না করছো আচ্ছা কি মাছ চিংড়ি মাছ খাবো আর এটা কি মাছ ছোট মাছ আমি খাই না ছি কাটা we do that, right? We do. You don't?
অনেক করা
You are good, but most of us are not. But the thing is, we actually do that because we cannot survive on one single item. We need to eat variety. Sometimes days are veggie days, sometimes days are meat days, sometimes days are fishy days, right? Every day is pretty much different, or every different times of the days are different, right? So that is how we survive. But you should know probably Bangladesh is actually the largest producer of jute. We are very big on that one item. We don't consume it, but we use it. Like we use it in several different like items. এই জুটটা আমরা অনেক বেশি টাকায় বিক্রি করতে পারি, which is a good one. But আস্তে আস্তে এই সেক্টরটা is actually teeming. এটা কেন জানি আস্তে আস্তে একটু কমে যাচ্ছে। অনেকেই চাষ করছে, বাট রাইট অ্যামাউন্টটা হচ্ছে এবার পাচ্ছে না।
সেই জন্য স্যার কমাই দিচ্ছে চাষ।
Yes, আগের থেকে তুলনায় এখন কম দেখা যায়। Right? আচ্ছা। But now let's think about this agriculture. We talked about the agricultural sector before, right? But now just think about what is this agriculture? Why do we do this agricultural stuff? Why? Because agriculture is basically something that that's basically from producing it to eating it is the total procedure is basically agriculture. What do? I basically plant like seeds and whatnot for one specific item, right? Then it grows slowly. Then either I eat it or I sell it. Until I sell it, then someone else sell it to someone, and then until someone consume it, that is a part of the agricultural sector. Because every human being needs to consume stuffs. Why are we doing it? We are doing it so that human beings can consume it. Because we want to have it. আমরা চাই যে এটা আমাদের daily requirement যে আমার কিছু খাইতে হবে. I have to eat something, right? I have to consume it. We are producing it so that someone can have it. For example, say the people in the countryside, they are basically producing crops, rice and whatnot, right? Why are they doing it? So that people like us in the city can buy it with high price and have it, so that they can make some money as well. But there is a problem too. But we'll talk about the problem later, right? So the agriculture is not only about like growing a crop or something. It's also taking care of animals. We grow animals too, right? We grow animals, and then and whatnot, fishes, livestock, all. Those are all for consumption, human consumption, because those are our needs, and we need to have them. আমাদের এটা প্রয়োজন, আমাদের এটা এমন প্রয়োজন যে আমাদের এটা লাগবেই, কারণ খেতে আমাদেরকে হবে। তুমি চাকরি না করলে চলবে, কি কোনো সমস্যা? All good? কি হচ্ছে? Oh. Okay.
Let's see.
That's I was কাউকে দেখছিলাম। Anyway, so guess what? What is the main profession of the people of Bangladesh? Agriculture. Agriculture is considered as the main profession of the people of Bangladesh, because mostly the countries which are developing, like which are in the stage of developing, most of those countries are basically agricultural based countries. All the third world countries you can think of
Agriculture.
are actually agricultural based. So are we in Bangladesh? How many people live in the city? How many? Only 4 crore people live in the city.
So
What about the rest of the like 12 or 14 crore people?
still the traffic is too much.
Yes, because too many people are in the city.
But
Dhaka's
less
population.
space.
Densely populated.
So this thing that about like 60% people are 62% people are actually like dealing with agricultural stuffs. Only 40% are up there, like who are working in corporates or like myself teaching in a university.
There is an unemployment percentage as well.
Oh yeah, that too. That as well. But our main profession is agriculture in Bangladesh. Now, let us talk about some of the opportunities in this sector, okay? Which I want you to know, at least know few of them. You don't have to memorize all of them, but know few of them. At least put it in your mind. Numero uno. Okay, it's like about 1/4. 1/4 of the country's GDP is controlled by this sector. So it's contributing a lot to our country's GDP. So definitely it's taking care of our economic system, right? Okay. Definitely we need certain amounts of labors. Of course, not all labors are going to be very much skilled, right? Some of them are skilled, some of them are not. Some of them are still in the learning process, but still they are making money from this sector. How? Like just a few days ago, আমার ফার্মে কিছু কাজের জন্য আমার কিছু লেবার হায়ার করতে হয়েছিল। গ্রামে গেলে লেবার হায়ার করতে তোমার যদি তুমি if you wanna hire them till 2 p.m. it's gonna cost you 400 টাকা. 400 taka is a lot of money. From 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. they're gonna work for you about how many hours is it? 4 or 5 hours? 5 hours. They're gonna charge you 400 taka. That is a very, very high number. That's a lot. If you want to keep them till 5 p.m. মানে আসরের নামাজের পর পর্যন্ত যদি তুমি তাদেরকে রাখো,
Great books, those are-
then it's gonna be about 800 taka. 800 taka is মানে huge. 80 taka
Per day.
pretty much. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's a lot of money. Sorry, sir. Oh, and if you're gonna keep them for that long, about around 11 a.m. you have to feed them with some snacks. Usually shingara, samosa, regular.
স্যার আমাদের গ্রামে তো ভাত
And some tea. No, that's coming afterwards. And if you wanna keep them till 2, you have to feed them with rice. Lunch.
জি স্যার
That's the deal. It is what it is. So yes, people are basically making money from this sector as well, especially the labor. Okay, good thing is that like our usually we have less natural calamities in Bangladesh. Overall, our weather is good, and the land is amazing, so we can grow anything in this land. Such a land we have, mashallah, that we do not have to worry about it. We can grow any item in Bangladesh. Most of our lands are very, very, very fertile, so it's good for our our cultivation. We can cultivate throughout the year. You do not have to cultivate only one item. You can cultivate few items like throughout the year, isn't it? Yes. So it's good for us. Moreover, whatever usually people grow in this country, they are actually good items that you can sell them with such an amount of money. People can actually make money out of this, because the amount of it costs. Like I was talking to some of my students yesterday from English department weekend batch, and they were telling me that এক মুঠা ওই যে যারা ধান বুনে না, এক মুঠা ধান ওইটাতে মানে যে চারাগুলো আর কি, about like 500 or 600, no sorry, 100 of them would cost you $40 only. এবং এক একটা থেকে তুমি 100, 150, 200 পর্যন্ত তুমি চাল পাবা. Do you see like how much like you can actually make good money out of it if you can sell it to the right place and the right place and the right person, then yes. Otherwise you're in trouble. So there are so many opportunities, but there are some constraints too. Not everywhere throughout the country the weather is the best. Sometimes we like usually the southern part of Bangladesh gets hit with all those weather hazards and all. ঝড় কত কি হয়, মানুষের অনেক জমি কিন্তু নষ্ট হয়ে যায়. বন্যা, another one flood. We go through a little bit of flood throughout the year. Not throughout the year, sometimes of the year, especially in the rainy season. Yes sir, yes.
খরা হয় না
Drought, মানে বৃষ্টি হয় না. It's a drought.
And that's another problem too. That is what I was gonna say. That the problem is we do not get enough water, and also our good lands, cultivatable lands, are decreasing day by day.
Industry.
Sorry, industries
The
are
rise of
growing.
industry.
Bujili.
The rise of industries, they are taking over the land.
True. Definitely the industries are taking over the land. Also people are thinking differently nowadays, especially who used to be a real agricultural guy. They are basically quitting this job because they think that they cannot make enough money. Tara enough money make করতে পারছে না. That's why they are thinking, okay, আমি ব্যবসা করব না, আমি অন্য ব্যবসা করব. এবং গ্রামের দিকে গেলে you will actually gonna see a lot of people who would tell you that, oh, my kids are not gonna do this, I'm not going to do that anymore. কৃষি কাজ আর করব না. People think it's a lower class job. That's why they don't want to do it anymore. So that's the problem. That's what they are doing. এখন তুমি যদি গ্রামে যাও, তুমি কখনোই মানে এখন আর দেখাই যায় না যে আগে ছোটবেলা আমার মনে আছে গ্রামে গেলে ছোট ছোট কুড়ে ঘর, মাটির ঘর, টিনের ঘর, এগুলো দেখা যেত. এখন সবার বিল্ডিং আছে.
বিল্ডিং না থাকলেও দেয়াল করা আছে.
বিল্ডিং না করলেও দেয়াল করা আছে. Agreed. Mostly the people in the city, especially the older folks, what they are doing nowadays, after retirement, they are going to their country, their village, and what they are doing is like they want to do a duplex or triplex, because they have money, they have earned enough money so that they can spend it for their home. They want to live there with a good house, duplex, triplex, so that everybody knows in the village, like, oh, that person did a triplex. Oh my God, we have never seen such a house before.
স্যার ফসলের জায়গায় এখন লেগে বিল্ডিং গুলো করতেছে আরে.
Yeah. That's the problem. So the lands are going away. And then another problem is that the people who are actually working with agriculture, they are actually becoming a little, like they're going through a little bit of poverty. So they do not have enough money to spend on agriculture. এগ্রিকালচারে যে কিছু টাকা স্পেন্ড করবে বা তাদের যে ক্যাপিটাল, এই ক্যাপিটালটা আর তারা পাচ্ছে না। They are lacking in the capital. They do not have enough because every year some people are getting money going through the loss. Why? Because there is a huge syndicate. Whenever the crops start to grow, and whenever the farmers they start selling their crops, that is when some syndicates what they are doing, they are lowering the price somehow. They're stacking it up and then they are keeping it to themselves and then selling it later with higher price. So the genuine farmers they are being in loss. They gotta sell it. They cannot have it the whole year. They gotta do something with it. That's why they're selling them. So that's another problem. The price. Price is always low. They think that they can actually make some money. Not every year is the best. Harvest is going low as well. So the problem is like there are so many problems, but still we are a country with agricultural stuff. There are agriculture is actually important in Bangladesh. Why? Because this is basically our main job. The main job of people of Bangladesh is agriculture. It supplies us food. It gives you the food. It gives you the raw materials for different industry. এই যে আমি ইন্ডাস্ট্রি করছি, আমি গ্রামে গঞ্জে এখন ইন্ডাস্ট্রির অভাব নাই। আমি ইন্ডাস্ট্রি করছি, কেন করছি? I want to make money from the industry, right? But industry করতে হলে আমার agriculture sector কি সুযোগ দিতে হবে? Because আমার যে raw material কোত্থেকে আসবে? Where am I going to get the raw material from? From the agricultural sector, right? It's giving me clothes as well. কাপড় পরে আছো, কোত্থেকে আসে? Silk, রাজশাহী silk,
Cotton.
right? Cotton. কোত্থেকে আসে cotton? Agriculture. Everything is dependent. When I was in America, I used to drive 2 hours away. 2 ঘন্টা ড্রাইভ করে মনে আছে আমি ওভারল্যান্ড পার্ক ক্যান্সাস সিটি ওখানে যেতাম। গিয়ে ওখান থেকে ওখানে কিছু গ্রোসারি ছিল, বাঙালি Indian grocery ছিল। There were so many groceries out there. So what we used to do, we used to go there. We would that day we would eat Indian food, and then we would do some grocery and then come back. And you know the fun part was, সবচেয়ে মজার জিনিস ছিল I used to buy আমাদের বাংলাদেশের রুচি চানাচুর, you know, these are emotions. These were emotions to us. আমি এত মাইল দূরে বসা আমি রুচি চানাচুর খাইতেছি, এর থেকে আনন্দ আর কিছু নাই। আমি পটেটো চিপস খেতেছি, আমি প্রাণের চাল কিনতেছি, আমার বাংলাদেশি চাল, মুড়ি কিনতেছি। Those were expensive, it was not cheap. But guess what? It was cheap in that country. Comparatively, it was cheap in that country. And I would still buy it. Why? There is an emotion attached to it. The people of my country have made it and sent it over to another country. Yes, my country is making money out of it. How? We are getting foreign exchange. We need dollars to run the country, don't we? We need pounds, dollars, euros, and whatnot. Of course, we need some foreign exchange. Sorry? Dirhams, yeah, sure. We're actually making money. And it's contributing to my country's GDP. So it's helping me, definitely. And this whole agricultural sector, the way it is contributing towards the GDP, is basically helping my economic development. There are so many characteristics of the agricultural sector in Bangladesh. You know? These are some of the problems technically. Okay, I'm gonna talk about for the next 10 minutes maybe I'm gonna talk about so many problems. My production method is not developed. I'm going through a very undeveloped production method. My productivity is also low. Why? Because we are not that literate. আমরা আসলে অতটা literate না। আমরা শিখতে চাই না, স্পেশালি তোমার ঢাকায় বড় হয়েছে কয়জন? How many of you grew up in Dhaka or in the cities? Okay, in the cities, right? Okay. How many of you grew up in the countryside, in the suburb of the village area? Okay. আচ্ছা, যারা গ্রামের দিকে বড় হয়েছো, দেখো তো একটু আমার কথার সাথে রিলেট করতে পারো কিনা তুমি গ্রামের যে কোনো কৃষককে বা যে কোনো মানুষকে যারা ওখানে থাকে তাদেরকে যদি তুমি কোনো উপদেশ দিতে যাও উল্টা তোমাকে উপদেশ দিয়ে ছেড়ে দেয়। ডু ইউ এগ্রি? তুমি কোন একটা কাজ করতেছো কোনো কথা নাই, জাস্ট পাশে এসে তারা হুদাই উপদেশ দিতে। ডু ইউ এগ্রি?
Yes.
2 সপ্তাহ আগে আমি আমার ফ্রেন্ডদের নিয়ে গ্রামে গেছিলাম, আমরা মাছ ধরতেছি। একজন আইসা আমার ফ্রেন্ডটারে বলছে, এখন কি মাছ ধরার সময়? দুপুরবেলা কেউ মাছ ধরতে আসে?
Something like that. It's just for
He
entertainment.
just said it within 10 seconds my friend actually caught a this size fish. He just told me in English that on his face. You know, that was good. The thing is, we as human beings, we always think that we are better than others. We do. Don't you think? But it's actually not true. Someone can be better than you. And if you cannot agree with it, then there's a problem. So anyway, we do not want to learn, we do not want to be educated in certain things, and that's why the business I'm doing or whatever is not being the best. We are going through that process. And he said,
চকলেটেরই ছেঁড়ার আওয়াজ হইতেছে।
"Ye chocolate ta chukku dao na." আমার লাগবে না, ইয়া লাগবে, সোয়েটার লাগবে।
আর কত মানুষ এখানে?
ওকে, আমরা একটু 5 মিনিট ব্রেক নেই, আমাদের ব্রেক ইনশাআল্লাহ পজ করব। ওকে, সরি, আফটার দ্য ব্রেক আমরা যেখানে ছিলাম, we were talking about the characteristics. তো আমাদের দেশের আসলে বেশ কিছু we can talk about the problems and whatnot. Mostly আমাদের সমস্যা হচ্ছে কি আমাদের কাল্টিভেটার্সরা একটা সময় গিয়ে they are thinking that they don't want to cultivate because of their losses. They think that this is a poor man's job. They think that it's a poor man's business. That's why they don't want to do it. They don't want their next generation to do it. That's why they are calling it. There are lands, very fertile lands, but no one is cultivating it anymore. You know, that's one of the problems. So, then another problem is there are lands, but the owners they live in the city. যেমন অনেক ল্যান্ড আছে যে ল্যান্ডগুলা দেখা যায় কি খালি পড়ে থাকে কোনো কাজ হয় না। Lands are very good, you know, but still no one works on it. Why? Because যাদের ল্যান্ড তারা কি করে গ্রামে যায় না এবং কাউকে লিজও দেয় না, কাউকে কিছু করতে দেয় না, ওখানে ফালা রাখে। Another problem, 2 brothers having a fight. Same land. They think, okay, I want this side. He's like, no, I'm going to take this side, you take the other one. Another problem. Right? So many problems. So that is how we are getting rid of good lands. Or like no one is cultivating the good lands. The good lands are becoming a waste. Another problem in the countryside, in the suburbs. What is that? Still today, this is 2023, এখনো মানুষ মসজিদে মিলাদ দেয় এবং জিলাপি খাওয়ায় যাতে করে একটু বৃষ্টি পড়ে। We are dependent on rainfall. We are depending on the rainfall. That's a big problem. Rather, no one is thinking that, okay, what I can do, I can probably set up a tube well. Tube well লাগাইতে পারে, মানে কমন সেন্স ইউজ করে না যে না আমি তো ইজিলি পানি পাইতে। No, they don't want to do that.
They can use motor also.
They can use motor, exactly. They put a tube well on, they can set up a motor and then they can water their crops. But but they don't want to do that. Such dumb move, I think. Right? We go through certain problems. Our cultivations methods are own. Our we have problems with credit. We do not have enough money. Another problem. Then we do not we want to go and take the loan, but not everybody gets the loan. Another problem. Sometimes the natural disasters hit us very bad. You know. We go through a lot of problems. Some lands are good, then we don't take care of it. And then some lands are bad, we try to invest there, and we go through a loss. Another problem, one of the big problems. Throughout the whole season, they take care of the crops. In the end of the season, when they are going to get the genuine crops, the good crops, that is when suddenly insects starts to attack the crop. And যখন একবার ইনসেক্ট ধরে পুরো ল্যান্ড কিন্তু আপনার ম্যাক্সিমাম ল্যান্ড কিন্তু অবস্থা খারাপ হয়ে যায়. We do not think about the technologies. We do not want to do that when I use the technologies. We do not want to understand that okay, pesticides use করা যেতে পারে. If you use pesticides, then তোমার ওখানে insects আসবে না. The insects are not going to come and take care, kill your crops. They're not going to eat off your crops. We don't try to understand. We are technically illiterate in a sense, but by illiterate I don't mean that you have to be higher secondary, you have to pass higher secondary or anything. I'm trying to say that people can actually take a training, but they don't want to do that. They think that it's a waste of time. So, these are our certain problems that we go through. These are some of the reasons that we are still in the backwardness, especially in the agricultural sector in Bangladesh. Last but not the least, I want you to do something for me. Next time, if you ever go to any countryside, any village, to meet people, if you see some people who are related to agricultural sector, can you do me a favor? Can you tell them to do this? I want you to tell them that please do not use cheap quality seeds. Next time যদি গ্রামে যাও তাদেরকে এই চারটা জিনিস একটু উপদেশ দিয়ে আসবা। তারা পছন্দ নাও করতে পারে বাট চেষ্টা করো। কারণ এখন অনেক মানুষ গ্রামে আছে যারা এই চারটা জিনিসের একটা করে না। অথবা একটা করছে বাকিগুলো করে না বা দুটো করছে বাকিগুলো করে না। Number 1, they try to buy the cheap crops অথবা cheap seeds. কম দামি যে সিডটা আছে সেটা চাষ করতে চায়। কম দামি যেটা আছে ওটা কিনতে চায়, ওটা কিনে ওটা লাগে, লাস্টে গিয়ে লস। নাম্বার 2, ফার্টিলাইজারের দাম কিন্তু কম না, 33, 34, 35 টাকা করে কেজি, স্পেশালি ইউরিয়া সার, এরপরে আমরা আরেকটা বলি মাইটি সার, রাইট, গোবর সার, দে আর নট চিপ, দে আর এক্সপেন্সিভ, রাইট? সমস্যা
I think sir uses TSP, potassium something.
Call it potash in Bangladesh. Yes, potash dito hai. Anyway, fertilizers, we were talking about fertilizers. Just ask them to use fertilizers. You know what happens with fertilizers? It helps, it works as a catalyst. The fertilizers work as a catalyst so that it helps the crops to grow fast. সবাই বলে কি যে এগুলা দিলে ওই ক্রপটা নষ্ট হয়ে যায়, ওইটা আর খাবারের উপযুক্ত থাকে না। But it's absolutely a dumb thing to say. We talked about the insect problem, right? Insects. Please, if you take care of it, insects are not going to come to you. All you have to do is use pesticides, that's it. It's not that expensive. But still people think, oh no, these are chemicals. We don't want to use it in our land. It's going to ruin the land. Last but not the least, please tell them to take care of their irrigation. We still go through problems in the village. আমি জানি অনেক লম্বা লম্বা পাইপ টেনে পানি নিতে হয় মানুষের, এখনো অনেক জায়গা আছে যেখানে পানি পাওয়া যায়। So tell them যে একটা বেশি না, অল্প কিছু খরচ করে একটা টিউবওয়েল বসান, একটা মোটর লাগান। There is another syndicate, like in the whole area there will be one Only one tuber. And that one person will supply to everybody for such an amount of money. Yeah, they do that in the country. Let me tell you one more syndicate in the countryside. একটা এরিয়াতে শুধু একটাই ট্রাক্টর থাকে, সেই একটা ট্রাক্টর পুরো মানে একটা জমিতে মানে চাষ করার আগে একটা চাষ দিতে হয়, মানে তুমি বীজ দেওয়ার আগে একটা চাষ দিতে হয় ট্রাক্টর। এখন আর নাই,
এখন আর গরু দিয়ে করে না।
এখন ওই একটা এরিয়ায় একটাই ট্রাক্টর থাকে, জাস্ট ওয়ান ট্রাক্টর, এন্ড দ্য সিন্ডিকেট ইজ ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ টু ডু ইট ইউ হ্যাভ টু কল হিম। ও তোমার যদি আইসা বলে যে আমি তোমার একটা থাপ্পড় মারবো, থাপ্পড় খেতে হবে, কিছু করার নেই, এছাড়া উপায় নেই, তুমি অন্য জায়গা থেকে আনতে পারবে, অন্য জায়গাটা আসতে দিবে না। It's another syndicate. How then you have to buy it? একটা ট্রাক্টরের দাম আছে, ওই টাকা তো our agricultural sector যে মানে আমার agricultural যে people গুলো আছে, কৃষকরা আছে, ওদের তো টাকা নেই, তাহলে তোরা কৃষি কাজই করতে। So, sorry sir. বুঝি নাই।
One side business.
Yes, absolutely. I told you this is a syndicate. Right? So, if you can, please do me a favor. Ask them to like do this
Inshallah.
for their crops, inshallah. Perfect. That's it. That ends your chapter 5, inshallah. Next class chapter 6 করব। একটু বন্ধ করে দিন।